the chat right now. Guys, we have a very special podcast for you guys today. Skins, do you want to roll the music a little bit? We have a very special podcast for
Yes.
everyone. We're bringing a guest today, and you guys all know this guest. This guest is one of like the closest friends to the channel, to both Skins and to mine, and she's gonna be coming on momentarily, and it's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a good time. But before we do that, like, how are you doing, Skins?
How am I doing? I'm doing pretty good. I just like I'm not working like full time right now. I got a couple weeks off where I only gotta go in for a few hours every other day or so. So I'm
Yeah,
been
that's awesome.
chilling. Yeah, I mean I took the day today. I went in and I got home and I just streamed for like 8 hours total across the platforms I stream on. So I had a good day, chilling.
Yeah, and like, do you get paid for those couple weeks off? You do get paid, right?
I have to figure out exactly what's going on, but basically, I'm getting paid for the hours that I work, and I have to see if I get like the supplementary pay for like the hours that I'm not working there. I got to talk to the people in the office,
Oh, I see. Oh
essentially.
my god. Imagine if like your boss is like, imagine your boss is like, "Hey, this is the $400 Christmas pay," and then he just doesn't pay you for the rest of the 2 weeks.
Well, I mean, I got paid for my work that week, and I got $400 on top of that as like a bonus that I didn't even know about. So
Right.
I was happy
That
with that. I didn't know it was gonna happen. So
Yeah, that's awesome. A lot of like surprise money is always good.
exactly, uh, free money for I don't know. I haven't even been there that long, so I wasn't expecting anything for Christmas. So I was
That's right.
very pleased, to say the
Uh,
least, and it went directly
that's
towards
good.
my bills. So
That's good. That's good. I mean, it went towards your bills, and I know a little bit went towards our goodbye party as well. Should we talk a little bit about that?
yeah, our fellow host Blake. Yeah.
Right, right. Hey, before we get to that, Bizarre says, "Are you seeing family for Christmas, Foreskins?"
I don't think so. I don't know yet though. I want
Yeah,
to, but I'm not entirely sure. So I haven't
yeah.
even been in talks with them.
It is a sensitive time, and if you have like older family, then I totally understand. Like if maybe they have reservations about you going to see them, it's not even your reservations. The older family members might not want you to go as well. Um,
Yeah, and like we were kind of going out and about these past couple weeks, so I don't know if I feel like totally comfortable going and seeing my grandparents and shit like that as much as I want to.
right.
They just
And yeah, sorry, go ahead.
they actually know someone who just passed away from COVID, like due to complications from COVID, among other things. But like COVID sent them over the edge. So I'm not trying to. I don't think I have it, but at the same time, better safe than sorry.
Oh, is that one of your family friends passed away from
One of
COVID
yeah,
experience?
one of my grandparents' friends passed away.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah,
You know what's so funny? Like we're young, right? Like I'm 28, you're 24, and we have this like view of COVID. It's kind of stopping our fun. It's kind of like, limiting activities. But
definitely.
imagine if you're like a 55 plus year old person. Your view of COVID is probably very, very different from our view of COVID.
Yeah, I mean, if I was older and like COVID hit and I could chill and collect money or whatever, and I could like do what old people do, probably play golf and shit like that, then I don't know. I'd probably be chilling. But you gotta be so cautious of other people. But then again, old people, I see more old people not wearing masks than young people, I feel like.
I mean, that's possible. Some older people, they just don't give a fuck. I feel like that's who I am gonna be. I'm trying not to be, but I feel like if I grow older, I'm gonna be one of those old people that maybe just let my nuts hang out of my basketball shorts or something. I'm just
I
gonna be
know,
one of those
right?
old people that don't give a fuck. Is your family festive? Asked Bizarre.
My family's fairly festive. How about yours, partner? I'm looking for my chapstick, sorry.
My family, not really. Like we've been here in Canada for maybe 20 years, and we've maybe celebrated Christmas for the first 2 or 3 years, and then after that, my dad just didn't do any more shit. And I'm not putting it like on my dad or anything, but me, if I was young as like a 10-year-old, what am I gonna do? Oh, get gifts for everyone? Maybe I could have,
Yeah.
but I just didn't have the potential that an adult could have. The creative processes that an adult
Uh,
could.
Man,
Um,
I still barely get people gifts. I'm broke as shit paying for this goddamn apartment and all my bills myself. Fuck that, man. Y'all give me gifts. I'm here to collect.
I know that like when you do get people gifts, if you get the right one, it doesn't have to be very expensive. They'll just know that you care about them. And maybe
Mm,
it's because now that I'm a little older, I think that what really matters to me is when people give me something I care about.
yeah, well, when you can tell that they put thought into it.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
okay, so you have been listening to the rants I go
Mm. Oh my god, these 10-carat earrings. You did know what I was talking about.
on. Oh my God, stacks of cash. You
Yeah.
were listening. Um,
uh,
the USA is fucked with COVID regulations. Y'all don't care.
Facts.
They kind of care a little now during the second wave. People are definitely like, oh, it's still not gone. Maybe let's actually wear masks now. I feel like that's the sentiment. But before we get a little too far, I do want to say that y'all maybe have noticed that we are only two people right now on the podcast. Okay. I wouldn't even say only, but we are two people, and we are missing who was one of our ex co-hosts, Blake Bish. Blake, after the fourth episode last week, we went through a bit of a what like a creative difference, you would say, Jay Skins. We kind of went through a little bit of a disagreement, and from then on, we kind of bid each other goodbye. We bid each other a respectful goodbye, and everyone's on good terms and everything. But as far as the podcast goes, me and Jay Skins will be spearheading it from this point on.
Facts. Yeah, it's just
Facts.
creative differences that happens, and he wanted to go one way, and I'm more down the middle, and Potna wanted to go another way, and we just decided, it was yeah, just creative differences. We went our separate ways, so
That's right. That's
that's all
right.
there really is to it.
M
No, he
cause
didn't die.
oh that yeah,
He
yeah, he
didn't.
died creatively. Creatively, he passed on. We lived in this human realm. That did happen, yes, but the COVID, I think he's getting over
Hmm.
that. Okay, guys. So today we have a very special episode. Okay. On today's episode, we actually have an old friend of mine, a good friend of Jay Skins, an old friend of mine coming on. Okay.
Thank you, Num
We
for
actually.
2069.
What did you say?
Num for 2069 just followed. I was just saying, thank you, sir.
Oh, Joe, thank you so much, Num420. I see that as well. Thank you very much. Now, the special guest that we have today, we actually met during one of the first few raids that I've ever done on my channel. Okay. At the time, she was doing a just chatting stream while also reacting to YouTube videos. One of my viewers were able to sneak one of my videos in her queue and she
Hmm.
reacted to it. And ever since then, we've been good friends. And she has been growing her channel and community ever since. Give me 1 second.
In the meantime, I'll dance for you.
Her viewership has grown at a constant rate, and she has some really solid people around her. When she's not chatting with her amazing community, she's leveling a protection paladin in Shadowlands. Do you guys know who I'm talking about? The guys, if it's not clear by now, it should be clear in a moment. Our amazing guest today is the Debbiss, okay? And she's gonna come in any second now, and we are very pleased to have her on the episode, okay? And I just want to look in the chat right now. Lainey Mosul has hit us with the subscribe,
I know, the
the
very,
first
very first
sub
one.
of the channel. Thank you so much, Lainey. Jskins, Lainey has been my day one
Dude,
since. Day two,
They were
actually.
hanging out with me and my channel like most of the day today. I love them.
I know. I came in there. Laney was in there. Bazaar was in there.
Came in my
It
channel.
felt good. It felt like home. You know, it felt good when I went in there. It felt like Christmas. I felt like there was a fireplace going on. I felt like I was handed a mug of
Hot
eggnog. You know,
eggnog. Some people wanted hot chocolate. I got that for them. Um, hmm
you're something else. You're something else, guys. I just received word. Hello, um, Debbiss is coming in.
Bring, bring.
Debbiss is coming in anytime. Skins, could you make that invisible? Something just came up.
Oh shit! Yeah, I got that.
Hello, Debbiss. How are you doing?
Debbiss.
Hello, how are you? Thanks for having me.
Oh my God, Debbiss, it's good to see you. It's good to have you. You're looking wonderful as usual.
Well, I
How
think
is how is the Monday treating you?
how's the what treating me?
The Monday. How's the Monday treating you?
Oh, I was streaming, did some just chatting stuff, and then also just kind of chilled, play World of Warcraft. So everything's good.
That's right. I was in there earlier. What was that?
How are you guys? Hope you guys are
Good,
doing.
good. I'm doing good. I didn't stream earlier, but I'm doing good. Skins, you were streaming earlier,
I
right?
streamed for like 8 hours today on different I
Oh,
streamed for like 5 hours earlier on Twitch. I was just chilling, playing video games, and yeah, watching videos and stuff, chilling. I had a good
Yeah,
day
that's right.
oh my
That's
God, how do you guys stream for 8 hours? I'm like, once I hit the 2.5 hour mark, I'm burnt.
because I
right.
have nothing better to do.
I agree. I agree with Debis. Once I hit like the 2.5 hour, I can go longer, right? But it's like I get a little hungry and I'm like, all right, so I need to stop this game I'm playing. I need to go get some food. Like, do I do that or do I end the stream? I definitely get a little bit like 2.5 hours. That's exactly the time for me.
Yeah, 2.5 hours. I'm just my brain cells kind of dying at that point. I have half brain cells left. At that point, I kind of just need to be like, all right, guys, see ya. We'll see you tomorrow. Until I need to rejuvenate my brain cells a little bit before I go on camera again.
That's right. That's right. And I don't think it's too unnatural, like for someone to take a break after 2.5 hours. But have you ever had the stream go on maybe longer than 4 hours?
Nope,
Really?
nope.
What's your longest stream then?
2.5.
Oh wow.
I
Okay.
usually cut my stream off after like 1.5 hours to two.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's not even a bad thing. It's not even a bad thing. I think for people who have like stuff to do, like 2.5 hours, I think it's a good chunk of time.
I would say so. I think sometimes I look at streamers, I'm like, wow, they could stream for 6 hours. Like how do you do that? Please teach me. Is there a secret technique that I don't know about? I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't have that much of a stamina. Like I will love to stream longer, but for me it's at that point. Like when I'm 2.5 hours in, I feel like if I go any longer, I'm just not gonna be entertaining. Because at that point I don't have the energy to well, I could read the chat, right, and respond. But at
Yeah.
that point, I
Just
just
give
don't
them
have the reactions. At that point, I'm just gonna look like a dead fish almost. Like,
yeah, go ahead. Do what you want to me. I'm just here for your eyes. 100%.
yeah.
100%. I get that 100%. Plus, I'm gonna bring it back to the food thing. It's like I look at these other streamers, XQC or whatever. They're doing like a 7 hour stream. They don't even eat food. They're not like, what are you just not even eating
No, they
food?
true gamers, man. I don't know what else to tell you.
Dude,
Yeah, it must be that G fuel.
them yeah, that
Yeah,
G fuel. They
yeah.
straight
No,
snorting it.
yep. I ain't a true gamer, so once 2.5 hour, my brain starts to burn out a little bit, and after that, it's like, well, guys, see you tomorrow.
Yeah, like abruptly, just so abruptly.
Yeah, my chat has told me like how abrupt I end my stream. I don't even give them a time warning. It's just like, oh yeah, you know how some people are like, I'm getting off in 10 minutes or I'm getting off in 20
Yeah,
minutes,
yeah,
whatever, right?
yeah. Yeah.
Literally, I'll be like, so I'm gonna get off in like the next minute or two. So
I'm off right now.
follow,
Guys.
join
Hey,
the Discord, stuff like that.
I want to address what you just said just now, but Bootylicious, thank you for the subscribe. Holy, this is our second subscriber of the stream. We just hit affiliate this stream. Thank you so much, Bootylicious. Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
Booty.
Clap
And I
for
know Booty is from your channel, Debbiss. Isn't that right?
yeah,
Booty?
yes. He's a cool guy. We were
Yeah.
playing World of Warcraft earlier.
Yeah, Booty's a good
Hey.
guy. Booty's a very supportive guy. I've heard him a few times from your streams. I talked to him a couple times in your Discord. Booty's a very supportive guy. I like that about him. Now back to what you said. Oh my God, I'm so unprofessional. What did we just talk about? Oh my God. Oh my God, I totally forgot.
We were talking about like how some
Disabling.
streamers have like insane amount of stamina, of, like 7 hours stream, 12 hours stream. Some people could do
X2C.
some people could do like 12 hours, 24 hours. I'm just like, how? How do you do it?
Right, right. And speaking of that, would you ever do like a 24-hour stream? A lot of people seem to request that. They like that.
Well, I'm gonna be honest, like I mean, I'm not gonna be like never because never say never.
Right.
But if it will be a very rare occasion. I may be open to that
Right.
24 hours, but at the moment, it's like that's gonna be a reach for me. Going 2.5 hours a stream to 24, that's a huge
Times
jump
10.
right there.
Yeah.
Times 10. Yeah, exactly. It's like 10 times your original amount. And I totally agree. On the surface, it sounds fun, right? Like, why not? 24 hours with my community, doing this, doing that. They can see all of me for a whole day. But when you really go through with it, after the first 12 hours, you're going to be dead tired. You're going to be dead tired. You're going to be like, I think I might pass out. I'll do it, but I think I might pass out,
Mm.
literally.
Well, if I do it 24 hours, it's going to be some Red Bulls, maybe a shot of pre-workout, maybe
Yeah.
some alcohol at the end to get me through it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, for sure. Finally get that G Fuel. Like, this is the first time I try it on my first
All right.
24-hour stream.
I got a question. Is it do you stop playing like WoW when you get off stream, or is it like just streaming? Like you just like the mental like uh the mental strain from like streaming and being on camera? Is that what does it, or is it like playing video games in general?
It's not even just I could play video games for like 7 hours in a row. To
Right.
be honest, like when I played Cyberpunk, like I was playing that for 11 hours. I'm kind of
Mm.
shocked to be honest. That I could play a video game for so long just because your girl's not a true gamer. I'm emerging. I'm getting there. Getting there.
11 hours, I would say, is a true gamer
I would say
time.
so.
I would say it's just streaming in general. Like for example, like maybe it's because when you are on camera all the time, you have to present yourself in an entertaining way,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
At one point,
Yeah.
at what point do you like when you're streaming? Obviously, streaming is like a form of content. At
Right.
one point, it's like this is content, and this is just me getting through it. Does that like so? I rather that this is why I don't ever see myself streaming for a super long time just because I'd rather be entertaining for like 2 hours than having a 6 hour stream being boring. Can I swear?
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Okay.
no. But there's
As hard as
children.
you want.
No, but like it's like six. I'd rather be entertaining for 2 hours than like be boring as fuck for like six.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know. So
I totally agree. Plus, like when I go into your streams, you're one of those streamers that read out what the chat says and then you give them a reply. After 3 hours of that, it's really like, and you can't really focus on the game as much. It is a bit of a toll. It does take energy.
yeah, it does become a little bit tiring, like just mentally. But it's fine because it's very enjoying. Like I enjoy streaming a lot, which I never thought I would be. I guess like streaming to be honest.
Right.
So it's fun. Just I just can't do it for so long. I mean, if there's a secret trade out there amongst the streamers who could stream like 6 to 12 hours straight, like please teach me because your girl needs some alignment.
They're just like cocaine. What did you think it
Sure, yeah,
was?
Adderall. Come on now.
Actually, that brings me to one of the questions I want to ask you. So ever since like we did that raid, and we've kind of been friends ever since. I see that you've been streaming consistently ever since. Okay, and I don't think I've ever asked you this, but what even brought you onto streaming in the first place?
I think it's because I remember, so I didn't stream for a very long time, maybe like at this point, probably like three months or so,
Yeah,
4 months
yeah,
or so, right?
yeah. Okay.
Um, Before I started all this streaming, I remember I started to play Overwatch, which, by the way, if anybody's wondering, I'm a one-trick pony on Overwatch on Mercy, but besides the point, I
Most of
started
that.
playing Overwatch, and a friend of mine suggests like, hey, if you're gonna play video games, why not just stream it? And at that point, I was kind of tiptoeing into video games. So the very first game that I played on a PC was Overwatch. So I was like, you know what, like that might sound like a great idea. That might be horrible. That might be great. So let's
Yeah,
just try it.
yeah.
Um, I streamed it on a laptop. I was streaming from a laptop for like 40 minutes, the very first stream.
Oh, I
And I
think
was
I remember that. I think I remember that
three
actually.
people. I was streaming for 3 people on a laptop. And I was like, holy crap, this is actually really fun. And I was just chatting. I wasn't doing anything like
Mm.
my laptop is not made for gaming. I could barely play Overwatch on it, not gonna lie.
Stream at the
Right.
same time.
Um
Yeah.
and stream at the same time,
Yeah.
no way. And like even when I was streaming just chatting from my laptop, it was kind of like really pixelated, the image.
Yeah.
It's not
Oh,
even
the
good
webcam. The webcam is
webcam
not
was
that
very
good.
pixelated, yeah.
Yeah.
So even then I did it for like 40 minutes, just talking to like 2 people, 3 people, I think.
Yeah.
That was really fun. So I kind of just went off from there. Oh yeah, very enjoyable actually. Yeah.
So you would say like literally from that first day you were hooked. You fell in love with it.
I'm surprised, like it kind of shocks me, to be honest.
Yeah. How much you enjoyed it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
from the very first stream, I would say so. Hmm.
Me too. Me too, actually. I think before like me as big partner, I streamed like about 2 years before this or 1 year before this, okay? And I was playing Rainbow Six Siege and I was streaming. I don't even think I had a webcam at that time. And for me, it was so stressful because I was like, okay, as soon as I stream this, I'm gonna like record the footage and put it on YouTube. And I didn't have fun with it. But then when I came back this time around as big partner, and I was like, all right, I'm just gonna see what's up, and I'm just playing some games and talking to some people, and it really became this like just a pure like connective experience, and I really like that.
Yeah, I would say having a webcam is pretty important.
Yeah,
Just because like I'm not saying that people who don't have webcam and stream can't be successful. Like it absolutely can. But when you start out as a streamer with like you're starting from scratch, blank state, having a webcam's pretty important.
Yeah.
And at least I believe it, just because like I guess viewers want to put like a face to the person behind the screen, and we are scientifically wired to be more attracted to faces rather than not having one, right?
yes, but do you guys know this one streamer? His name is do you know who I'm talking about?
I
Jskinz. He's
think I
top,
do.
top.
Yeah, and
He's
he
lyric,
there's no
lyric. I'm talking about lyric. Lyric has no webcam. He has like
Yeah.
30,000 viewers all the time. It's always been voice with him. I think if you're gonna take this like hard road, this lonely road of just no webcams, you would
God
have to
damn it.
be the most magnetic person. You would have to have some kind of attribute to just support your lack of a webcam. Otherwise, I
Well,
say webcam is essential.
I think it depends on when you started, right? I
That's
don't
true
know
as
when
well.
Yeah.
Twitch now, there's just so many competitors. It's not like YouTube where you can watch one video now, you can watch one video later, right? It's like
Yeah.
in order for viewership to count, one person could only have one streamer open on their browser,
Right. Right.
right?
A hundred
So
percent.
um but that's Twitch now, but Twitch before, it's like it's not as saturated. It's more competitive now. So it
Yeah.
just depends on when they started and when they had a following. When they start to have a following, because following back then is not the same as getting a following now.
Right.
Yeah.
Requirements are
Great
different,
point. Great
right?
point. Great point. And that was actually one of the questions that's bizarre asked in the chat. Do you think a webcam is essential for streaming? And I think that it would definitely help a lot, like a lot, a lot.
I would agree.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like going into battle with a sword or going to battle with like maybe a stick. I think having a webcam is very useful.
Yeah, especially like not having a, not only that, but like just in terms of visuals, people are attracted to like good camera quality, good stream quality, stuff like that. I mean, it's just at the end of the day, it's like, is people gonna watch like something that's kind of not great quality, or are they gonna watch something that's great quality? I
Yeah.
don't know what point I'm trying to make, but I'm saying that like webcam's pretty essential, and in order for the stream to have some capacity of quality per se, I think webcam's pretty important.
No, that was an excellent point you made, and I totally agree. Pasta Salad said, "What if he goes into battle with a selfie stick?" Well, I think you do great. Then. I think you do great then.
But yeah, I think it's one of those things where the more people recognize the amount of effort that you put into it, so like the better, you know, whether it be money or time and effort, like you do it yourself, like people will recognize the amount of work that you're putting in. Like,
Well, I
100%.
wouldn't even say that. I was just more so, I think, as a viewer, and we have all been viewers, right, at
yeah,
one point in our life. We were never
I'm still a
streamers
viewer.
first and not the viewer first, right?
right.
I don't
I haven't
necessarily
ever
think,
watched a stream. No, sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I don't necessarily think that viewers would like analytically break down what quality you have in there. They just think this is good quality content. I enjoy this. I'm gonna stay. Versus, do you know what I'm trying to
Yeah,
say?
yeah,
It's more so like,
Some people might. Some people might be like, "I'm looking for good mic quality. Oh, I love everything about you, but your
oh
mic quality sucks. Oh, I can't deal with that."
yeah,
yeah, absolutely.
Um,
yeah. I'll be right back. Just gotta grab a tissue.
yeah, yeah. But I agree with what you're saying though, because if you go into it and you're attracted to a personality, and if you get to see their face too, you get to see the emotion they're displaying as well as the voice. It's only a plus. It's definitely
Hmm.
only a plus.
Yeah, I would say so. Personality is pretty important, but a viewer won't know your personality unless they're attracted to the first impression first. It's kind of like, honestly, the best comparison I can make to streaming is kind of like a relationship almost. It sounds so bad, but think about it, right? You make the first
Yeah.
impression first, then the personality is what gets them to stay.
Hmm.
Is that right?
Are you saying that it's different from like guys and girls?
No, just like it doesn't even have to be like romantic
Yeah,
relationship. It's just
yeah,
like any type of relationship, right? Like
I would
friends,
say
for
so.
example. You
Yeah,
get the like for example, like I am really great. I'm very blessed to have a very good community,
I
and
agree.
uh, but they won't know my personality unless they have the first impression of be like, well, her stream have decent quality. I could bear watching this. Then it's like, well, she's kind of entertaining. I think I might stick around type of
Yeah,
situation.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
100%. 100%. Someone in the chat says, personality is real essential. The content can be great, but if the personality ain't there, it ain't there. I think I do agree for that for the most part, but also there can be those type of streamers that's pure content. For example, they're just amazing at Call of Duty. They'll get you with a headshot every time, and maybe they don't say a single thing during the stream, but you just watch it because you're just watching this godlike gameplay. So I think it
Oh
can be split down two roads, and if you have
yeah.
both,
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I think there's different categories for streamer. But I would say because streaming is so real time, like your real time live interaction
Yeah.
with other people, your viewers, you're reading the chat the moment they type it out. Um, personality, having a personality is more important than in streaming versus having a personality in a YouTube video per se, right?
Yeah,
If that makes sense?
I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
I think they're just as important, but I think with the YouTube video, you have this like unlimited time or a better amount of time beforehand to craft your personality out with the
Yeah.
YouTube video.
Right.
But with the Twitch streaming, you're like on the go, so it's much easier if you already have a good personality. But with the YouTube content, you can kind of fake it until it looks good, and then you upload it.
Yeah.
Exactly. You can take your time with it and edit it however you want.
Yeah,
Um,
I would say
yeah,
so.
100%, 100%. I have this other question from you. It's not even related to what we are just talking about, but it's something that I really wanted to know about you.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna go. It has no bridge whatsoever to what we are just talking about. My question to you is, what is your end goal? Maybe there's a slight bridge. Right now, you're streaming. I believe you do have a day job. You can talk about that as much as you want. My question to you is, let's just start with the easy. Like, is Twitch being a top streamer or a very good streamer, a self-sustaining streamer, something you want to do?
Mm, yeah, I would say so. I think, I streaming is very fun, but if at one point I could just be self-sustained with streaming, that would be great. Um, but I will say this though, right? I like to break it down to two categories of people
Yeah,
when it comes to streaming. I mean, there's many categories. Like I guess it's not good to categorize, but for the
right.
sake of making my point easier to
Okay.
understand, there's people who streams just for the fun of it,
mhm.
Right.
um, and then there's people who streams because they have an objective.
Right.
And at the end of the day, it's kind of like how should I say this? If you just stream for fun and
Right.
you just think I feel like if you think it's just for fun and you don't wanna take extra steps of like I guess enhance content or whatever,
Right.
like then I don't necessarily think you'll ever make it to become a self-sustained streamer.
I
Now
agree.
nowadays, right? Back in the day, maybe 5, 6 years ago, when people just stream for fun and they're like, oh shit, this is a career path. And
Mm.
then, but like
Yeah.
nowadays, it's like if you don't have that objective that this is a career path or this is something that I could do for self-sustained financial purposes, then I don't really think that you could just be self-sustained and have like, do you know what I'm trying to say? I'm
Y-
terrible at
Yeah.
explaining.
Well, the market's so saturated now. Like you have to put in the effort for the content. I mean, on top of
Yeah,
having a great personality, you have to go through that effort of making the content that people want to watch.
yeah, you have to go through the effort of doing things you don't want to do at the end of the
Right.
day. Like maybe,
Or
or
just
there's also
stepping out of your
people who,
comfort zone.
yeah, there's also people who's like, I'm doing it for fun first, and then if they want to, transition over the time, I think that will be, I could see that type of person, be really big on Twitch or whatever. But if they're just doing it for fun with no objective, I don't really think they'll ever make it to the point where it's like,
Right.
I could be the next, Scara or, you know.
Right.
So
Right. 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 I think at the end of the day, it's all like what you put in, right? If you want to put in, boosting your Instagram account, making a Twitter, making one tweet every day, talking about the stream, you'll probably get a bigger following than the guy who just goes live, doesn't say much besides going live. You'll probably grow at a faster rate.
yeah.
If
What
everything else is
I
constant.
think the question you asked me was do I see myself being
Like,
self-sustained
what's
from
the end goal? Like,
the end
What's
yeah.
the
goal?
end goal?
Hopefully, hopefully,
Yeah.
but it takes me like ages to post an Instagram post, or it takes me ages to use Twitter because I can't figure. I'm so bad at social media. Like I don't know how to use Twitter. So I need to figure that out.
Yeah, right. Well, I've seen your Instagram, and everyone, you can check out Debbiss's Instagram, by the way. Can I give the handle, or is it more
Yeah,
private?
yeah. Go ahead.
It's underscore Debbiss, Debbiss underscore on Instagram. And looking at it right now, it has a lot of artistic photos on there. Like there's a certain style
Artistic.
on there.
My
Can,
Instagram is so trash.
can you say it one more time? What?
Yes, the Instagram handle, everybody, if you want to see more of Debbiss, is underscore Debbiss underscore, and it definitely is very artistic, especially the very latest photo. Can I put? Can I show it the screen
It's
right
the
now?
Sure.
Debonator. Here, I'll bring it up. I got it up on my screen.
Yeah, for now, take a look. She's on this like dream catcher type chair, um, and I think it's great. I think it's very. And I shows
I
a lot of life.
Oh,
you
go
know what?
follow.
I just really need to put more effort into my Instagram account because it takes me forever to post an Instagram
Yeah.
post. It
Passionate about
I don't know
noodles.
what to tweet because I think Twitter is content. I can't just tweet out whatever I want.
Or can you?
I don't think so. I'll make the argument that I don't think people who are content creators shouldn't tweet whatever they feel like it, or they shouldn't tweet whatever they want.
Wait, here's a question. Here's a question. Okay, what? As long as they're not, here's my stance. Okay, as long as they're not tweeting out massively politically incorrect statements, I feel like they should be able to say whatever they want. For example, oh, my fart smells so bad today. Like, who's that hurting? Who's that hurting? I think if the streamer is being himself or herself and wants to say something like, oh, those tacos last night was a bad idea, I think they should totally go for it. It gives their audience like a much better idea of who they are outside of the stream, perhaps. But did you perhaps like have a slightly
No,
different opinion on
I
that?
mean it depends on what kind of strategy you want to go with, right? If you're gonna like, if you are a streamer, you probably established a certain brand or a certain personality. So at the end of the
Right.
day, kind of like if you just tweet out what you ate for dinner, isn't that? It's kind of like I view Twitter as content, right?
It
So
is.
it's a short form of content, but regardless, it's I still view Twitter as content. So if you just tweet out I'm live every single time, and that's your only tweet, or you just tweet out the salad I ate last night, I think that's just diluting content. That's why I don't think that people should. That's why at least I don't think I should just tweet out everything I want to say because I think it's just diluting. Maybe I don't know. A lot of people might disagree with me, but
I think it depends on the
I
brand you're going for. You know.
right.
Yeah.
That's why I
Yeah.
don't know
Yeah.
what to tweet because I have no idea. It depends
Yeah.
on the brand you're establishing. Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. I think that yeah, it definitely depends if you just want to be like a lifestyle kind of creator or like one of those brand marketers so your tweets are perfectly on point. I had a G Fuel shake earlier. I keep saying G Fuel. G Fuel call us. But had a G Fuel shake this morning. Strawberry banana, it was delicious. If you want to be those kind of creators or if you want to be like, oh, just got into a fight with my mom, like something like that. Yeah, it totally depends what avenue you guys want to take. I agree with that.
Just got in a
Um
fight with my mom. She wouldn't let me play WoW anymore. I hate her.
just had a fight with my mom. She wouldn't let me drink G Fuel anymore.
Yeah.
So Devis, that was the first part of the question. Okay, I wanted to ease into it, but the second part of the question is this. Okay, how do you envision your perfect life if all your goals are achieved and the money and the time and the love is all in place? What does that perfect life look like for you?
God, I could say it in 3 letters. It means RBP, and it
RB.
stands for Rich Bored Person.
Oh, okay, okay. So, so you think your perfect life, you'd have a lot of money and a lot of time, but you'd probably be
Chilling.
like chilling day to day.
Yeah, recline trash status all day, every day.
Recline try status. I
Uh,
love how you already have an initial for it. Who did you
terminology.
discuss that
Yeah.
initial with?
Dude, I had this discussion, I swear, with like some people in my Discord where it was kind of a meme, but that's really what I want to do in life is just RBP status,
Yeah, yeah.
recline, well, rich bored person, recline trash. and just kind of chill around, not do much. I have the financial security there. I'm comfortable. And like
I
once I
totally
hit that point, it's kind of like it's kind of how should I say this? It's like I could choose if I want to work or not. Semi-retired, I guess.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean. A lot of money on your hand, a lot of time on your hand, and you get to pick what you want to do with leisure.
Yeah, I would say so.
I totally. Hey, I'm starting to see more of your chat come in. Unc Manny, how are you doing? The piece of the moon is a beautiful place to dance for all of eternity. I could not agree with that statement anymore. Um,
I don't really get it, but it sounds beautiful. The words
I'm
are
gonna
very
be honest.
nice.
It will probably take me an eternity to really understand what Manny's saying sometimes.
he is on another level. I
It's
wish to
just
be there
so poetic.
one day. I Bizarre in the chat asks, "Do you prefer your private life to be separated and hidden from your streaming brand, Debbiss?"
As much as here, I think here's my opinion, right? As much as we would like to separate our private life to streaming or whatever we do on social media,
Yeah.
at one point it's gonna be quite merged. And what I mean by that, it's like you can't completely separate both of them as much as we would like to in an idealistic world, right? Um,
Right. When
but
you're doing streaming, you're giving a part of yourself to other people. Streaming is a giving out your personality, your life to people. Yes.
yeah, but I would want my private and my streaming life to be separated
Right.
uh, for my own sanity purposes.
Right.
Because, like, I don't, like, let's be real, right? Like, if it's so merged to the point where it's like, my chat knows when I took a shit last night, that's not cool. You know?
So no Taco Bell tweets from Devis ever. Okay.
So I would. I think most people would choose that they want their life to be, like Twitch streaming, private, separated for their own sanity purposes.
Ye- I have something to say about this, but I want to hear from Skins and what he thinks about this.
Um, I'm pretty open about my private life in general, so it really doesn't
Right.
matter to me how, I
Right.
mean, I guess to a certain extent, of course, like with my immediate family, but even then, like, I tend to give out way too many details. It's a bad, I mean, it's not a bad thing to be like super honest, but you can be honest to a fault, which is something I try to work on because I'll just be telling people anything.
Yeah. And when I first started out, I think like I love the idea of fame, right? But at what point does that fame, at what price does it come in? If I come out, I'm totally willing to share with anybody about anything in my life, except maybe my immediate family. But it's like, even just relationships, like who I'm dating. If someone knows like who I'm dating and the Instagram page of my girlfriend, it's like, what if we have a little fight? Then what if that gets broadcasted? And that's just something that it's crazy that it's a reality for a lot of people.
Yeah, I think if you, it's not only for like your sanity, but you know, it just saves a lot of trouble in the future,
Yeah.
right? You don't
Yeah.
get as
Yeah.
much, yeah, I would say so.
It takes up a lot of mind space, that's for sure. So to answer your question, Bizarre, there's certain things I think in Debis's life that she would like to keep separated and hidden, just to keep like more mental space, like not even just think about a lot of those things. And I agree. And I agree about that. Sometimes I think I'm too open, but I do agree on that. Debis, I have another question for you. Okay. This question, it goes like this: If you could pick between being a 5,000 average viewer streamer or a 500 average viewer streamer, which one would you pick? And think carefully about this.
Well, is there a cost to being a 5,000 viewer average streamer?
Yes, and the main thing I was going with that question was the audience engagement, the community engagement is going to be a little more distant if you are a 5,000 viewer average streamer. It's going to be
Well,
distant. Yeah.
well, for the sake of my objectives as to where I see myself wanting to end up in, I'll pick the 5,000
Pick the
for sure.
5,000. Awesome.
But
Awesome.
you're, but
Numbers.
Great to hear.
I will say though, like for people who have stuck around with me from day one, obviously, like, is it bad to play favoritism in chat? Yeah, kind of. But like, is it something we could help? Like, um, for example, right? If you have like a 5,000 viewer stream, you saw someone who knew you since you had like 5 viewership and they were there, like at that point when you have that big of a show going on, it's bad to play favoritism because it causes a lot of problems later on. But it's something that's like I can't help but not do. Do you know? Like,
I know what you're saying, okay, but let me like I know what you're saying, Debbiss, but let's say you got Booty, right? Long-term viewer, day one viewer, Bootylicious in Debbiss's chat, okay. Let's say Debbiss has 5,000 average viewers. Bootylicious comes and says, "Hey, Debbiss, I think it's totally normal for you to be like, oh my God, Booty, hi, how are you? And like talk a little bit with him. But if some Joe, and nothing against Joe A, if Joe A comes into your stream for the first day
It's my boy.
and he just saw you because you're on recommended now. And then he says, like, who are you? Like, I think it's totally normal and totally fair to like not give them as much like I think it's totally fair to not give them like your whole commitment because it's different. They're different people. One is your solid day one friend, and one is a new viewer. It's like chat versus your mods.
it's kind of like it's not even like playing favoritism. It's more so like I don't think that streamers should play favoritism if you're that running that big of a show because that's how certain people get attacked in chat. That's why. Like for
Mm,
example, right? Like
yeah,
if Booty was a day one streamer, I'm gonna DM him more often than like random Joe A. But nobody's
yeah,
gonna see that. Nobody's gonna know. Versus if you're doing it on stream,
yeah,
everybody's gonna know who that is.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
they started to be like, and it also just depends on how, like how nice your chat is.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's why I don't think big time streamers should play favoritism, just because that's how the person they play favoritism towards get attacked in chat.
Right. And maybe favoritism isn't like the best word here, but I
Oh,
believe that if someone, is long-term viewer in your channel, that it's okay to maybe like them more. Maybe you don't have to show it like, oh, I love you way more than him, but I think it's okay to like them more because they do hold a special place in your
right,
heart.
right, right. But
Yeah.
that's for like DMs on Discord or like, hey, you want to play video games on my off time
Mm.
type of thing. Show the appreciation. Doesn't mean I don't appreciate them. It's more so like, just don't want problems in the chat, you know?
Yeah, 100%, 100%. That's a good point actually.
Yeah.
Um, we
And
got a couple comments in the chat, and they're actually really funny. First, I want to say, Unc Manny, thank you for saying I like this podcast. I like you very much. Thank you for
Hi,
saying
man.
that. Um, do you, Unc Manny and pasta salad. I'm not gonna read those two questions. They're
yeah.
great questions. I just don't think they apply right now. Maybe we'll get to it in the second hour. But Skins, did you have any questions for Debbiss?
No, I just had a thought like the 5,000 versus 500. Like, even if you have the day ones and that 5,000 viewer average stream, like, what are the chances if the chat's super active? Like, unless you're actively looking for those people, like, you probably aren't even going to see the messages because it's going to be going so fast.
Right. It's just, yeah, it's just
And,
gonna
and
flood.
and if they're from day one, then they've seen the growth and they know what to expect at that point, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah,
But I would love
yeah, no,
that.
100%.
I
Like
would
you
love
just showed
5,000.
like appreciation towards the people who were there since day one. Obviously, you like, privately DM them on Discord, be like, "What's good, brother? Do you want to play some video
Yeah.
games if you're up for it?"
Some of
Or
them are probably going to be mods or something like that too, like people you trust.
Mhm.
Guys, I have to use the bathroom right now. Okay, I mistimed my bowel movements. It's just number one, but I have to use the bathroom right now. I'll be back in 1 minute. Okay, you guys carry on.
Okay.
Chat, you keep doing your thing. I'll be right back, guys.
I got a game we could play. I did it last week on the podcast. It was
A
pretty fun.
game.
Yeah, it's it's called the red flag dating test, but it's not really like a dating test. It's just Whitney Cummings does it on her podcast, and I think it's pretty funny.
All right.
All right, you
I'm
ready?
not sure. All right.
No,
let's
don't
do it.
worry, don't worry. All right. So, the first question I'm going to ask you is what is your favorite animal? And if you would, describe it in a few adjectives.
I can't say the name of the animal, huh? Or can I?
No, you can say the name of the animal.
Oh, cheetah.
Cheetah. And why is it a cheetah?
Fast and furious.
Fast and furious. And give me one more.
Oh shit, that's not 3 adjectives. Cute.
You. Okay. One question down. The next question is what is your favorite article of clothing? And describe that in a few adjectives. It can be a suit, it could be any article of clothing. Suit, pair of socks, whatever you want.
Joggers.
Okay. Same.
Stylish. Athleisure.
Athleisure. And one more.
And comfy.
Comfy. Okay. Yeah, we're playing the that Whitney Cummings game.
Yeah, I
that
can't
we
wait to
played.
hear the answers.
Okay. So the last question is what is your favorite body of water? So it can be like a river, a stream, ocean, pool, the beach, anything like that. And again, describe it in a few adjectives.
Mm,
Could even be like a bathtub or something like that.
oh, can I pick bathtub?
Mm-hmm. And why?
Calming. Relaxing.
What was the first one?
Self-rejuvenating.
Self-rejuvenating. What was the first one again?
Calming.
Calming. Okay. So those are the 3 questions. So we're gonna go over this. So this is
I'm
what
said water. I love water.
big water gang. I'll take a sip right now before I get
All right, you know what?
before I get into this. All right. So this is what we just found out about Debbiss.
Okay.
The first question, which was about your favorite animal, tells us how you perceive yourself. So in your case, you picked cheetah, so you view yourself as fast, furious, and cute.
Whoa, that's pretty accurate.
I would say so.
Yeah, a cheetah. I would
Fast
never
and
say
furious.
cheetah. Oh my god.
Oh lord.
All right. So the next question was your favorite article of clothing, which describes how people perceive you. So you chose joggers, and you said stylish, athleisure, and comfy. So you view yourself
pretty
as
accurate.
as like
Yeah.
a stylish person, comfortable.
I love my joggers. It's great.
Me too. I'm wearing some. Well, I'm wearing PJs right now, but I usually have a pair of joggers on. And then the last question was about the body of water, and that is how you view sex. So you picked the bathtub, and you said relaxing, self-rejuvenating, and calming. So,
So accurate. So accurate.
so there you
Oh,
have
no.
it.
I got exposed.
Wait.
Exposed.
I want to do this. I want to do this. Can we do this for me? I want to do this.
You want to do it? You know
Yeah, I
what? You
wanna
know
do
how
it.
it goes, though.
Let me. I'm just gonna like.
All my answers.
I'm gonna barely think about it. I just
All
want
right.
to see, like, yeah. Let's just apply it real quick here.
All right, on the fly, on the fly. First question is animal, and describe it in 3 adjectives.
Like animal by myself.
Your favorite animal.
A monkey.
Okay, and
Intelligent. Fuck, you know what? I already know how this goes.
I was gonna say you're thinking too hard about it now.
Yeah, damn it. Yeah, because I'm gonna be like describing myself. All right.
And
That was fun.
just intelligent, strong,
Handsome.
good looking. Yeah. He just like starts naming off like 7, 8 adjectives. Like, all right, we only need 3. Like,
Oh god, I'm kind of shocked how accurate that was. Oh.
It's
That was
funny.
very accurate. Joggers, joggers,
Athleisure.
bathtub. Booty said, accurate as fuck. Reclining trash, like we talked about earlier. Oh my god, that was amazing.
Very
It's a
accurate. That's
fun game.
weird.
Shout outs to Whitney Cummings. If I know she's out there watching, so
That's a good game. Yeah, Winnie, thank you for that game. Call us. That was a really good one. That was a really good one. I have a question for you, Debbiss. So I know you're in California, right? Like I won't name where, but you reside in the state of California.
Mhm.
Is that home for you? Is that where you ultimately want to be residing? Is there somewhere else that you want to end up finally as your home destination?
I have no idea
Yeah.
because I could see myself living in another state, really.
Yeah.
Because I am the type of person I adapt to environment quite easily. So I don't really stress out too much about it. So if one day I need to, I don't really have a place in mind that I have to go to. Like if I never end up moving out of California, I never end up moving out of California, you know?
Okay.
But if I do end up moving to California, I don't really, it doesn't stress me out that I'm like, oh no, I'm not living in California anymore.
So
So
you're kind of chill about like where you live. It could
yeah,
be okay.
it's kind
Wha-
of like the
so
place doesn't matter as long as I have the things I need.
so
Yeah.
are you born and raised in California?
Yeah. Hmm.
Cool. I'm
Well,
jealous.
I'm born here. I'm born in Cali, went to China when I was 3 all the way to 8 years old, then came back to Cali.
Gotcha.
And how good is your Mandarin right now? Because that's 5 years, but that's 5 years in your formative year. How good is your Mandarin right now?
I'm fluent.
Fluent.
I'm fluent.
Do you
Reading,
have
writing.
any? Here's a question. Do you have any? And tell us if this is bordering on personal life. But do you have any Mandarin friends, like in real life, or do you hang out with English
No,
speakers?
no,
No.
not really. Like I have Asian friends in real life
Yeah.
that are Chinese friends, but their Chinese kind of suck, so I just don't bother. You know,
Yeah. Or
it
they
takes more brain cells for me to talk to them in Chinese than English.
Yeah, totally,
Hmm.
totally. Okay. But you do speak Mandarin. Your friends are semi-fluent in Mandarin. I get it. I get it. Do you like to do a lot of Asian things? Do you like to get bubble tea? Do you like to get Chinese food? Do you like to get Korean food? Do you like to do that?
See, I like the idea of being able to do those things, but in reality, I eat steak like every single night of my life. So
And
if
I've
I have
heard that before. I just have a little hard time believing or understanding. Are you, without exaggeration, probably eat steak 300 days out of the year?
if it's not steak, it's chicken breast, and if it's not chicken breast, it's salmon, and if it's not salmon, it's ribs, lambs,
Oh,
stuff like that on rotation.
yeah.
Uh, not
Big
that
meat.
I'm not grateful because I am, but
Yeah.
like, dang, though, if you eat those things for 10 years, how could you not get sick of it?
Yeah. Yeah. Any thoughts of on becoming vegetarian anytime soon?
Honestly, I went on a vegan diet, which now I'm allergic to vegans, but whatever. Um,
What?
went
What do you
on,
mean?
huh?
What do you mean by that? You're allergic to vegans? Like vegan diets now? You're allergic to it?
No, that's just a figurative way of saying that I don't like vegans.
Mm.
Oh, I see, I see,
Vegans
I
are
see.
annoying.
Yeah. Um. So I could see myself honestly, like I think I'm okay without meat. It's kind of like if I have a friend who's always eating vegetarian, they want to go to a vegetarian restaurant, I'm not complaining about it.
Yeah.
But like if
I
they want to go
see.
eat meat, then I'm not complaining about it either.
Right.
I see. I see.
She's
I'm like
what they call in the science world an omnivore. Mm.
mm,
Mm-hmm. So there's a
omnivore.
science fact
Okay.
for you today.
Thank you so much. I needed to learn that word. Thank you very much, Jskins.
I
I'm
got you.
actually I'm actually myself like I don't like vegan food or like vegetarian food. Like, all right, if that's all you have, yeah, I'll eat it, right? But I wouldn't go to those restaurants. I feel like they're so. It's just not what I prefer. But it's good to hear that you do enjoy that. Jaskins, do you like vegan food or vegan restaurants or vegetarian restaurants?
Yeah, I do. So my ex was a vegetarian, so I have
Oh,
tried all the vegetarian stuff, the Beyond Burgers, the fake chicken, the fake everything, and some of it's pretty good. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like, if I if I had a gun to my head and they said like you can't eat meat for the rest of your life, I'd be like, okay, there's plenty of alternatives, even if it's not the fake stuff like chickpeas,
Yeah,
bro.
I would
You just
agree.
live
I would
off
agree with Jason.
chickpeas.
Like if I was someone told me I can't eat meat for the rest of my life, I think I'll be okay.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
shit, we got strawberries, bro.
okay. Okay. All right. All right. I love meat, but I love what you guys have just said. But you guys brought up something very interesting, and I want to ask this question to both of you. Okay, if you had the choice right now, right, and you were to get into a relationship, does them being vegetarian or vegan deter you at all? Do you prefer them to just be
Well,
omnivores like you guys are?
Well, if they're vegan, obviously I'm not dating them because I like my milk too much.
You
But
like the
vegetarian's okay. Like I need milk and I need eggs in my life, but vegetarian's okay.
okay,
yeah,
yeah,
I would agree with that. It's like vegan is just like too much, whether it be what you're shopping for or like trying to find a restaurant. Like it's just like
yeah.
I mean, you
Going
got
out
to
to eat.
be super committed.
Yes. Yes, and I realized I asked that question with the point of trying to get you guys to say no, I wouldn't date vegans. But now that I think about it, I would probably date a vegan for like a couple months or something, just to see what their lifestyle is like. Come on,
Dude,
wait, can
it's
I ask you
tough,
guys?
man. It's
I want
hard.
to ask you guys this:
What?
would you guys date a vegan for a couple months just to see what their lifestyle is like? What kind of difference they can bring you in terms of dating? Because you guys know dating is like two energies clashing. Would you guys date a vegan for a couple months just to see what it's like?
No.
I mean,
Okay.
I did the
Okay,
whole.
here's my stance, right? If I
Uh,
already says I don't like the whole vegan diet, okay, I'm not gonna date someone for a couple months, and then break their heart just so I can learn their culture. That's fucked up, bro.
Is it?
it's like an
Is
inside
it fucked
job.
up?
Yeah.
I dare say it's not fucked up. I like what you said though.
Yeah,
I
but you
like
could
that
also just
you.
be friends with them and
Yeah.
learn
Tell them
about
to be
it.
friends. You don't have to date
But
them.
what if they're beautiful? I want to
yeah,
be more than
you
friends if they're
you
beautiful.
dog.
Um. Okay, guys, that was actually really fun. We're in the second hour of our podcast
Oh
now, so we're
shoot,
gonna open it up a little bit more to the audience engagement side. We have been getting a lot of chat, so actually, let's read a little bit of it. Some of the questions are
party
directed at you,
time.
Debbiss. We got one from MCause, a mod from my channel. He says, "Debbiss, what do you think about noodles?"
It's a very passionate subject for me, man.
Go ahead. What do you think about noodles?
Dude, it's the best food that man has ever invented. Think
Is
about
it
it.
Is
literally
there
your favorite
a
food?
particular type
Yeah,
of noodle or just every
I like
noodle?
almost every kind of noodle besides egg noodles.
Okay,
Ooh,
let me run some by you. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
Vietnamese pho or Japanese ramen?
Pho.
Pho. Okay. Italian spaghetti or Chinese vermicelli?
Italian spaghetti.
Okay, okay, okay. What other noodles are there?
I would.
Oh,
Well, you could go into the particular type of noodle. Like, especially for spaghetti, you could be like rigatoni or angel hair.
Ooh, that's really hard. It depends on the dish, but I
Mm,
would say rigatoni.
I
yeah,
love
yeah,
angel hair, bro.
I think angel hair because it's so thin, it grabs too much flavor to the point where it's overwhelming.
Grabs too much flavor.
love it.
I wonder what Guy Fieri would say about that.
Dude, I'm a very big
No.
when it comes to noodle with shapes. Rigatoni, because there's ridges, it grabs the sauce better, but the thicker noodle don't make it overwhelming for the taste.
I, rigatoni, what does it look like again? Is it the screw?
I'm actually,
No, it's the cylinder.
yeah,
It's
Cylinder.
it's
it's
like
the big cylinder.
the big round
I think.
ones.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay, okay. Isn't it funny? Those are designed to like hold flavor as well.
Yeah.
So,
hmm
but you're
rigatoni.
saying Angel Hair collects more? I never like thought about that. But oh, I
No,
see
And
where
this is
you're
it's
faux.
because it's because
Uh,
you know how when you have a thinner noodle,
yeah.
flavor penetrates more throughout the noodles.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. I can
But
see
like,
that.
but like where you have a thicker noodle, it doesn't penetrate as much. So it's kind of like if you have a rigatoni, you have pockets of flavor you could have the sauce in. God, I am so like terrible at explaining this. I'm just saying rigatoni is more enjoyable as an overall state. It's a more well designed noodle choice. It's what I'm
Wow,
saying.
wow, she is
breaking it down
passionate.
to a science. You can
I
see the
know,
passion in her eyes as she
for
says
real.
this. I think rigatoni is just fun to say as well. We have another question. This is from Bizarre, another mod from my channel. Coincidentally, he says, "Is the Asian group shy to speak or show their language to foreigners? In my experience, whenever I ask someone, they always refuse to, as opposed to, say, a European. What do you think about that?"
Mm, well, I mean, as a person of Asian descent myself, I don't like speaking Chinese to foreigners because, like, for example, right? It just, and I don't want to be offensive in any way. It's kind of I have Asian friends who are like semi-fluent, but like we're just better at speaking English versus if I'm trying to speak Chinese to them. It's the same concept, right? Where it's just like I know you're not gonna understand me, so why can't I just speak English in the language you understand versus me trying to say a language that you don't speak? So that
Yeah. Yeah, no, okay, and I'm gonna say this point of view, and I wonder if you agree. Okay, this is how I view that question. It's that maybe with Europeans, right? They look similar to other North Americans. So when they speak their language is kind of unique. It's like, oh, hey, you're speaking another European language because mostly a lot of North Americans are from Europe originally. But if I come to North America and maybe an Indian person comes to North America, our accents are suddenly a lot different, and we look a lot different. So if we say the words that is in our language, I think that it presents a sort of like really different, it presents like a culture shock, and I think that's one of the reasons why Asians might be shy to say their language.
I would say so. I mean, it's just for me though. Like, I don't want to speak in a language that you can't speak, and I know you're not gonna understand me. So let's just talk in English. You know?
Yeah,
Well, I also like. Do we know is Bizarre Asian? Partner, do you know?
yeah, I do know he's European. He can, if he wants to, he can say
Uh,
what European he is, but
oh
he's
well.
European.
So he's saying, in my experience, whenever I ask someone, they always refuse to like speak their language, like Asian people. Like I feel like, wouldn't it be weird if a European guy or a guy like me came up and was like, "Do you speak Chinese? Like, can you speak Chinese right now?" It'd be like, "Why?" You'd probably be like,
Yeah,
"Why?" Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
I would
it,
agree.
it,
you
I
know,
agree, and I
I
think
think
that's
it's
what
a little
that
bit
is.
strange.
yeah, isn't it?
Yeah,
And like, I don't know, like, I don't know. It just seems weird. No, it's in the. Oh, it's cool. You speak the language. Can you speak a few words? But like, why do you need to hear the words? I mean, it's not like you're gonna understand it anyway.
Yeah.
yeah, it's kind of like going up to an Italian person. Oh, you're from Italy? Can I hear a few words? Like it is a little bit of an odd request.
hmm
Um, but I don't know. You guys can ask me to say Chinese, and I'll say, "Go ahead, Bizarre. Ask me right now. I'll speak it to you right now, baby."
Dude,
Um,
ni hao ma. I fucking learned that shit in sixth grade.
you are amazing. That
Thank you. Thank
pronunciation
you.
was amazing. That that was pretty good.
Thank you.
Um.
I'll be BRB. I need to go take a pee break.
Oh
Okay.
my God! Too much information, Debbiss. That's off brand.
Yeah, now you just got us canceled.
That's funny.
All right. I am. Is it cool if I take a bathroom break as well?
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
All
Go
right,
ahead.
cool. I'm gonna play some music in the background here.
Wow, wow, Booty. You said you were practicing Mandarin, right? That was a good one, bro. Clearly, you understood us. I'm pretty open about it. Someone asked me, I'm Croatian Bosnian. I think that, like, I guess some people are open and some people are closed off. I guess it's just the reality of people. Some people are different and some people are the same. Literally speaking about twins and non twins. Let me answer one of Unk's questions here. What are your thoughts about the nature of divine men and mortal demons alike? Jesus, let me think about that. What are your thoughts about the nature of divine men and mortal demons alike? I think there's no such person as 100% truly divine, and I think there's no such person as 100% truly demonic, okay? I think every perceived divine person has a little bit of bad in them. And I'm doing air quotes because what is bad? Bad and morality is something I believe that we assign to it, okay? So I think that divine men and mortal demons, I think they have a lot more similarity than people would like to think. Don't answer that. Don't let this man get in your head. Good and evil is objective. Good and evil's objective. Are you saying that good and evil can clearly be identified? Debbiss, we're just answering one of Unk's questions, okay? Do you
Okay.
see the chat right now?
Hmm?
Do you see the chat right now? It says,
Not really. What was the question? I'm sorry.
the question goes, that's all right. The question goes, what are your thoughts about the nature of divine men and mortal demons alike?
That's a very complicated question. I'm not gonna lie. Um,
It feels like one of those questions
wait,
you ask like Miss Universes, in one of the stages.
all I know is I'm Christian, and that's
I love Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. But I was saying that like they're probably a lot more similar. Like good people have bad in them, and bad people have good in them. It's not, and no one's just one
no, I
attribute.
would say so. I think this personal opinion, I think that there has to be some amount of evil to reflect the good in the world.
Right, right,
Some
right.
amount of evil is necessary to reflect the good in the world. Like I don't know, maybe that's just what I think. Mm,
And what do you think about like something being like objectively good and something being like objectively bad? Do you think that's what society paints it as, or truly some things are objectively evil and some things are objectively good?
well, um, should I give you my Christian view or should I give you my personal view?
Personal, personal.
Okay.
Of course.
I don't necessarily think anything is objectively evil, nor is there
Right,
anything that's objectively good. Like for
right,
example, right? Like if the very hypothetical, if a person stole a car,
right.
that is considered objectively evil. But
Yes,
if you know that he done evil deeds, therefore you label him as an evil person. But if you
right,
can you say the same thing if that person needed to feed a family, needed to
right.
pay rent or whatever, like they had to do what they had to do in order to survive. Can you call that person objectively evil? And I'm sure that there's people in the world who's done evil things, but they how to do it because for a reason, and there's people who just did it because they're an evil person. Like there's a line between that, and it's very hard to distinguish that line sometimes because we're not gonna know everybody's personal story, you know.
Right, right, right. That's a good point. Like, is it looking at like the action itself, evil or good, or looking at the context of the action as evil or good? If he stole the car to sell it to feed his family, is he an evil person? If he stole that car to joyride it, is he an evil person? Definitely a lot of contextual differences.
But as much as like the backstory of whatever you did, I think it's just easier for society to objectively paint something as evil or good, because if you can't do that, then how you're going to pass judgment upon someone who's done quote unquote evil things, right? Does that make sense?
Wait, come again?
So, like for example, right? Regard if this person stole a car, got caught, regardless of what his or her intentions like is or are, um, they're gonna have they're gonna have punishment, you know. Like we objectively view certain actions as evil without knowing the context,
Right.
but we have to do that in order to pass some kind of judgment, because we can't just say like this person's not evil and not punish them. I don't know if
Right.
I'm making a lot of sense or not.
And I think that brings us back to like, is it society painting this action as evil, or is it like a self innate, we all understand this is evil? Because let's say we're out in the wild and there's no society, okay? And I need to steal your family's food because I need to survive. Am I evil?
Two sides of the same story. I guess you're evil to me, but you're not evil to your family.
Right. So I think it really comes down to like looking at things like I don't know if something is objectively evil or not. And I think we can go on forever about this, like morality of people. Um, but let's move on to the next question, shall we? That question was a little deep, Unc. Thank you so much. We're answering no more of your questions, Unc. Let's move on to the next question here. What are your thoughts on tiger parenting and helicopter parents? I've actually never heard of the term tiger parenting, but I assume it's the same as helicopter parenting.
I
What
don't
are
know
your thoughts?
helicopter parenting. I don't know what that
It's
is.
helicopter parenting is like I'll Google it just for a real definition, but from my understanding, it's just like trying to always control what your kids are doing at every time and just being like overprotective in general. Um,
Mhm.
let's see if there's a real definition.
I think
Like
can
Um,
very
you
authoritative,
yeah, that's pretty much what it is. It's a
control,
parent who
demanding.
pays extremely close attention to to a child or children's experiences and problems, particularly at educational institutions.
Well, I think some degree of control is necessary, but I don't
right?
believe that all parents should be helicopter parents or whatever that's called.
Yeah.
I just
Um,
imagine like parents with like braids on top of their heads. Your homework, Billy.
um, I will say that helicopter. I think some degree of control is necessary. However, at the end of the day, it is very important to let the kid go try and error and know what they figure out wrong, because like the reality is it's like even if you tell them this is not a good thing to do, or even if you tell them don't spend all your money this month, you're gonna need it next month, like are they really gonna know? Like, I'm not trying to be very cynical, but as a kid who, you know, when I was a kid, I was not. I mean, I'm not great at budgeting. I'm still not great at budgeting, and like, but my parents don't control what I can spend on or what I can't spend on. Like, if I earn my shit, then I buy my shit. Um,
Yeah,
Therefore that kind of taught me how to budget a little bit better than versus if my parents have control over my bank account, because I'm never going to know how to budget. And the reality is like there's only so much time a parent could be so overprotective, right? You're going to one day go out in the real world, make your own decision. You're supposed I think a good parenting style should let your kids make little choices first, then more choices as they are growing up from toddler, adolescent, adult. But
yeah.
I'm
It's
not
almost like you need to let your kids like live their life and make their own choices. You can tell them the consequence of every action, but it just might not apply to them. You need to let them live their life. I
Yeah.
agree. I agree with that.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I agree with that. Dude, budgeting is no one's perfect. And I do envy the kids that get it right at like 16. Some people are just finance masters and they can budget, but I think not everyone is so immediately good with finances. And
I would say it's more so like a skill you develop in life and your awareness of my money, right? Not
yeah.
everybody I like to think of it like this. Like everybody when they are born, they start off with a blank slate. And
Mhm.
whatever they decide to practice in, some people choose to practice budget their money and they
Right.
become a master at it 10 years later.
Right.
So it's more so like it's just a skill. It's not like an innate. I don't think that budgeting is like an innate talent that some people
Right. I
develop,
think it is
just
a
based on
skill
what
too.
they, choose to invest their time into learning and mastering, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's like the argument that it should be taught in schools, like budgeting in general. I mean, I didn't know. I took a class in it, but I had to choose to do that. It's not like a mandatory thing, which I think it should be because you come out of high school and go straight into upwards of $30,000 of debt. It's like,
Yeah.
and you don't know what the fuck you're doing with that.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Like they
think
don't
when it
teach you
comes to,
accounting.
I'm
Go ahead.
sorry.
No, go ahead, Davis.
I think when it comes to like the example school, right? Loans, uh, let's say like student loans is something school should teach you because you're spending the money towards school.
Yeah.
Where it comes to personal budgeting and personal expenses, I think that's something parents should teach you, or at least a guardian should teach you that. So it kind of depends on where you want to draw the line as to how much school can teach you about, should and can teach you about money. But I think for the most part, personal expenses, things you want to buy, the shit you want to buy in life, like I think parents should teach you how to budget those things. So that ultimately comes down to the point of like they letting you they letting you make small choices, then bigger choices, then bigger choices.
Yeah. 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 And if you learn like budgeting from your parents, you'll probably learn budgeting in a similar style that your parents had it. If the school teaches it to you, it might be like a very broad way. And if your parents aren't bad people, maybe you do want to learn it from your parents rather than the public system.
Yeah.
Uh do you guys think that they should teach like relationships in school? Let's say maybe in grade 6, grade 7, should they teach relationships between friends, maybe even a couple classes on romantic relationships? Is that something that schools should offer?
Well, no.
You don't think so? How come?
Well, relationships is something, in my opinion, that you learn throughout your life. I mean, if you
Yeah.
want to make the argument of like learning human sexuality and the anatomy and stuff like that, like yeah, sure, like school should teach you consequences of engaging certain activities too early. Like yeah, school should definitely teach you those things, but how to maintain a relationship I don't think they should systemize and be taught in institutions.
Really?
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question, okay? Because I believe that objectively, people know how they want to be treated. You might have like someone who's been abused, they might seek out other abusers because they continue that pattern in their life. But I think people know how they want to be treated. Do you think that there should be one class, maybe in grade 7? You don't think that there should be one class in grade 7 or something where they just teach you, like, all right, guys, you do have to treat people with respect, not just like a poster on the hallway in class, literally a whole class saying people want to be treated with respect. So you can go out into society teaching
I,
people that.
I think
Go
I think treating people with respect is something that parents should teach you.
Hmm.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think you have plenty of time. I mean, as you're growing up and like even before sixth, seventh grade, like kindergarten, first grade, like they're teaching you all that stuff. Like you should be nice, blah blah blah. I mean, depending on the person's personality, they can choose whether or not. I mean, obviously it depends on their sorry. like their home life, I mean, obviously plays a big part into it. Like I know people who work with children who are in the horrible situations and they're just like bad kids. I mean, but at the end of the day, is it that kid's fault or is it the fact that they go home and barely have anything to eat and like get talked down to constantly, and then they go into school and they're gonna give that to other kids? Like, I mean, it's
Yeah,
it's the whole nature versus nurture argument. I mean,
I think it's just one of those things where you can't teach people, you can't institutionally teach people like how to treat other people, if that makes any sense. Like those are just something that you grow up
yeah.
with, I guess.
I mean, you can tell people
I
like you could tell them like, hey, you got to treat people with respect and like be a good person. But at the end of the day, like it's up to that person to do those things.
That's so funny. I think we should have like a class where you teach people how to like respect and maybe even love each other. But it's funny that you guys see it a different way. But you know, not everyone has to agree in society, and I'm okay to die on this hill here. But just want to read the chat one more time. Booty, thank you so much for the 55 bits, bro.
Mm.
Like, thank you very much for the support. Thank you very much. I want to catch up a little bit on the chat here because they have actually been talking about what we've been talking about. Um, Lainey says you can't teach relationships. You can't teach respect. Respect is earned. I feel like if you can't teach relationships, then you're saying that your parents can't teach you relationships either. But we're kind of saying that you can in a way, depending if you're a psychopath or not. But I think if you're a normal person, I think you can be taught. But I wonder what Debbiss has to say about that.
like teaching relationships.
Yeah, if you're
Like
not
teaching
a
how to
psychopath.
treat
Yeah.
people. Well, I mean, I think that it's just, well, I do think parents should teach how you treat other people. For
Yeah.
example, like if they should give you a guide to your moral compass, and that's something you develop. Well, I guess they give you a guide, and that's something you develop over time, right? I don't think school should teach how to treat people, because I don't think school should teach. It's different between teaching morals and ethics, right? I don't think school should teach you how to like be a good partner, be a good girlfriend. That's just A,
Why
that's a little
not?
weird. But B, it's like not everybody want to be treated the same way. Like
But
not
why is it weird? Why is it weird? I want you to elaborate. Why is that weird when a school teaches you how to be a good partner or a friend?
well, it's because everybody have a different meter of how what constitute as a like a how like this is really weird to well
I know it. I know what you're
I'm
saying.
trying to get my thoughts together right now. um I don't think there should be like a check mark into like I did this for this person, therefore I'm a good friend. And
But
that's kind of how school likes to teach you. It's they like to teach you in a way where it's like step one, step two, step three, right?
right.
I don't think
History 11, history 12, yeah.
yeah, I don't think relationships should be like step one, step two, step three. It's not that simple. As much as we like it, if relationship was a simple thing, then God.
But there are classes out there. There are classes out there. For example, Carnegie's "How to Win Friends and Win Over People." Okay, there are classes and workshops out there that teach you how to be a better
Well,
friend, or
that
a better listener, or a better relationship partner. Do you guys first of all think these workshops work?
well, I would say there's a difference between those classes are probably more for like just general social awkwardness. Like at the end of the day, that person is still gonna have certain things that they like and are looking for in a partner that might not necessarily be that checklist that school is gonna teach you. Like, I mean, I'm sure
And
those
just like a physics engineer who took physics in university, when he becomes like a physics engineer, there's going to be different things that he cultivate with the lessons that he learned in school.
right.
Do you guys think that it just doesn't work with relationships?
Well, I mean, dude, I mean, sorry, I'm talking a whole lot about this, but there's there's a difference. If you can't hold a conversation, you should probably go get help and like just holding a general conversation. But like, if you can hold a conversation and like you just have your own personal likes and dislikes, I mean,
And you don't think that maybe a class that teaches you how to hold a conversation, like listening for the verbal cue, because that is something that you can be taught. Not
yeah, no,
everyone knows that
I think that's
would
a good
benefit
thing.
people.
Yeah, definitely think that's a good thing.
Okay, just had to make my point across here. I'm right, guys. I'm right. No, I think that's very important. I was just trying to play devil's advocate with you guys, and I love hearing you guys' points.
Well, expose me. Are you exposing us too? Is that what it is?
I know, right?
What
Playing
do you
devil's
mean?
advocate.
Yeah, how could you guys not agree relationships should be taught? What are you guys talking about?
I never said it should. I mean, it should be taught, but it shouldn't be taught in school. Is what I'm saying.
Interesting. Okay. And I think we made a full circle. I don't want to go back into it, but I do respect that opinion, and yeah, I do respect that opinion. Um, I,
Dude,
Jaskins, you want to pick a question from the chat?
yeah, I got one right here from Unk Manny. We're going back. We're gonna give him another chance. How do
Oh,
you interpret the silent songs that the universe sings?
What does that even fucking mean?
Yeah, I know.
this
What
is
the fuck is
why
he
he
talking
took
about?
away his chance,
Yeah.
bro.
He did have a nice little riddle here earlier. It's kind of like an interpretive question. It's long, but it's interesting. It says a dying man has three men sit with him to watch his soul go to the afterlife. One man was full of hatred but beautiful. The other man was of grace and ugliness. The third man was a man of wisdom and destruction. Ooh. The man asks, "What life shall I lead in the next life?" They all whispered their answers in his ear before he died, and then in the next life, he lived a beautiful life full of grace, love, and wisdom. Which man do you think he listened to? This
I
question's too damn long, bro. Unk, we gave you a chance, but we might have to just. I wanted to give you those second and third chances, but just not panning out. I'm sorry,
Oh
Unk.
no, Manny.
Your questions are just too ridiculous.
Okay. Laney says relationships is something you work out by yourself. You learn as you go. That's funny. That's the same opinion that Debbiss and Skins has. And I just wonder, like different countries have different rules, right? For example, I think there's a grade 13 in UK. Okay. So I think that like maybe I should start my own country. I'll just start my own country, and people in grade 7 have to learn about relationships. We'll call it Potopia, and people have to learn about relationships.
So bad.
People are gonna be flocking there, be like, "Marijuana's legal here. It's Pottopia," and then you're just gonna be like, "Oh man, it's just where seventh graders can fucking learn about relationships."
Oh my god! And you can smoke pot. And you can smoke pot.
And then the seventh graders can smoke pot. Yeah.
Oh
After
my
you
god,
learn,
that's terrible.
I think I don't know. I love that idea. I love that idea. Um, Debbiss, is there anything else you want to like leave us off with? Is there anything you want to say to the chat? Anything you want to let us know that maybe you're working on or what's coming up next for you?
Oh god. So I promised my chat that I'll make a TikTok.
Ooh.
Oh,
Um, that's gonna be where the cringiest piece of content you'll ever see.
nice.
Um,
What kind of content? What is how cringy are we talking about here?
I don't know. Like, oh my god, you see it and you're just like, I can't unsee that.
Okay, just like you picking toe jam out of your big toes. Like why did I come up with
I
Ew.
only promise my chat I'll make at least one. So
That's a good
you
start.
know, at least one. If it turned out well, hopefully. Oh god, I don't even. I kind of want it to turn out well, and I kind of drown because I like. Oh god, cringy content. Um,
Do you know if it's gonna be like a musical TikTok or there's like so many different niches now on TikTok? Do you know if it's gonna be a musical one?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I have not looked into TikTok.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know anything about TikTok, but I already said I was gonna make it. So, wish me luck.
For sure. Good luck, Debbiss. Do you have
Definitely.
a username picked out already? Is it gonna be Debbiss, Debbiss
Underscore Debbiss underscore.
Boom.
underscore Debbiss
That has
Go
nothing. It
follow
has
it.
nothing on there.
There's nothing
I'm
there.
so terrible at. Oh God, guys, no! Oh my
I don't have.
God!
Perfect.
I'm not logged in,
Perfect.
but I'll follow you after. And we got. Make
We
sure
will
you
give you a
follow the
follow after the episode.
Instagram. And then what's your Twitter? Do you have Twitter? I know you said you don't really use it, but
I have one, but I haven't figured out how to use one.
got you, got you.
It's the same username as my Instagram. Oh God, they're gonna be like, this girl's so trash on Instagram. What the hell?
Hopefully not, guys, or hopefully you do, but I hopefully not.
We're gonna go follow. Everyone, make sure you go follow right now.
My Twitter, all of my social is embarrassingly blank. I made one. I've never used it.
Passionate
I
about
know, I
noodles.
know that feeling. I know
God.
that feeling. You just gotta start. Yeah, you just gotta start. I know that feeling.
Oh God.
I would say if there's anything to take away, don't mess with Debbiss's noodle game.
Dude, I will
Yeah.
own you.
Yeah, if you guys have any questions on like the best pairing of the sauces via the noodle type, you can definitely direct it to Debbiss at all those handles we
And
mentioned earlier, underscore Debbiss underscore, or her Twitch, twitch.tv/DEBBISS.
everyone go follow.
Yeah, and thank you so much for coming on today, Debbiss. This was really fun. You've been great.
All right, thanks for having me. It was very,
Yeah,
very fun. It was
this was
great talking
awesome.
to you guys.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I just want to say, Unc Manny says, great podcast. Thank you, Unc Manny. Thank you, Booty, Bizarre, Laney, everyone else that's seen the chat, Pasta Salad. Thank you guys for watching and making this an amazing episode. And that's it.
All
That's it for the
right.
episode.
Peace out. Thank you for having me. Thanks everyone for watching.
Bye,
See you later, Debbie.
everybody.
Thank you so much for joining. Bye, everyone.
Wow.